there at the station that Joe Dupree Anderson was working at. Good morning, Joe. Welcome again back to Open Line.
Hey, good morning, my brother. Once again, so blessed to be with you on the open lines. And to all your listeners, all I say is peace and blessings this morning. Let's get into some real conversation.
There you go. And I don't have this brother here. He's definitely known. Grandmaster Jay, who is the leader of the NFAC, the No Effing Around Coalition. Of course, you know what effing means. And they came on the ground, and they are following the laws just like any white militia out there. But without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Grandmaster Jay, because Grandmaster Jay was arrested, as I said, at the tail end of this week. And he is charged, I believe, federal and state charges. That's correct, Grandmaster Jay?
First of all, you are correct, but I'll go ahead and let you finish your summation before I speak.
Okay. And Grandmaster Jay, I'm going to let you speak, and you can start wherever you would like to start. If you want to start in a sense of why you put this coalition together, or you can start in a sense of the arrest that had taken place. You have the mic, my brother. You dropped out. Hold on.
This is Verone Thomas. I'm online also.
Okay, Verone. Okay.
Good morning to everyone that's tuned in, and to all of the folks around the world who did get the notice at the last minute that this was going to happen. I want you all to know that I love all of you. Thank you for your support, the pressure you put on the system to let them know that the individual that they had apprehended was just not someone that was going to go quietly, and that you all would let this happen. So I have to start by saying that I wouldn't be sitting here if it wasn't for the thousands of phone calls that came down to both facilities where they did not want to keep me any longer than they had to. I wanted to first start off with that. I bid everybody a grand rising. And I also would like to say that it's ironic, as was pointed out earlier, that the day that this federal task force came to my place to apprehend me and to serve the warrant, that it was almost identical to what happened with Fred Hampton. It was at the same time. It was the same tactics. The only difference was they too approached a lot more cautiously. But I can't get into those details. All that'll come out. But at the end of the day, I wanted to point out that they're sending a message. And the message was not so much just, this trumped up charge that they've come up with 3 months after the fact. We can talk about that later too. But it's the fact that it was the timing. It was right after I received the Global Leadership Award. It was the fact that it was right after, we had just gotten back. But the point I'm making is the timing of it just seemed so ironic that they were sending a message, not just to us in America, but around the world. And we all talk about history repeating itself. No, we don't want to repeat history. So I bid everybody good morning. I am not allowed to be on social media, but a radio interview is definitely something that I can do. So when the good folks reached out to me, I said, of course, I'd be more than willing to sit down and dialogue with you, but at the same time, give some reassurance to all of those folks out there who don't know what's going on, who probably haven't really kept up with the NFAC, who haven't kept up with all of the episodes that have happened throughout the summer into the fall, and who probably have no idea why the U.S. government would respond in the way that it has at both the state and at the federal level. At this particular juncture, if you're not familiar with the NFAC, we are the largest Black militia, all Black militia. We're not a hate group. We never were. We're not a racist hate group. We are not we're not opposed or threaten anybody, anything of that nature. We were a Black militia put together to protect the Black community, put together to educate our own people about owning firearms responsibly, and to also teach the art and practice the art of self-policing for our own people so we could take care of ourselves when it appears that when other people do it, we tend to end up dead. The NFAC, of course, has been ignored by mainstream media to a certain degree unless something negative happens. None of the successes do they report. But we're not surprised at that. What I am surprised at is the fact that there are those folks out there that are acting like they just heard about this for the first time. And having your head in the sand in this third episode of the pro-Black movement is not wise, because this is a different type of individual that we're dealing with in this era we live in. And they know that they're dealing with a different type of individual in this particular era, and they're prepared to deal with us. But a lot of you all are not prepared to deal with them. So I wanted to open by saying that a lot of folks have pointed out the irony and what's going on. I don't know if you want me to get into detail about our past with the NFAC. I'm not sure how much your listeners are aware. We were the first on the ground for Ahmaud Arbery. We were on the ground for in Louisville, Kentucky, twice, and then of course down in Lafayette. All of these in support of Blacks who were either murdered or investigations that appeared to be stalled surrounding the murders of Black people, most notably Breonna Taylor in the Kentucky space. And this is what I want to focus on. There are some who feel that what has happened to me is political payback for us bringing the light to the Breonna Taylor situation, which is what our goal was. It was not to destroy or to hurt anyone. The NFAC has always operated within the confines of the law so that this very thing wouldn't happen. And it appears that they found a loophole around that by coming up with these trumped up charges. Trumped up charges or not, I still have to deal with them. I am currently in a house arrest situation. I've had several rights removed from me that some folks say would infringe on my First Amendment rights, but they say they were conditions of my release. I am not out of the woods. This is not over. This is just beginning. I will say this also. I need the support of everyone. If you consider yourself to be a member of this community, then you should be doing more than just sitting on the side right now. It's amazing to me that we get in the streets and we protest about people after they are killed, and we lament and we riot. But when people are alive, those same individuals, we sit on the sidelines and we wait for something to happen, as if we're waiting for a martyr or sacrifice. What's happened here is not just a slap in the face to me and my organization, but a slap in the face to the pro-Black movement, a slap in the face to those who can see the unfairness in the judicial system. A young man went up to Wisconsin, murdered 2 people, same thing, federal charges, blah, 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 $2 million, he's out, and we don't hear anything about it. Same thing happens with the Black man, and all of a sudden it's front page news, and everyone is sitting back talking about, ooh, I don't know. This is not the time for, ooh, I don't know. This is the time for Black folks to say, now it's our time to demonstrate some type of unified response to what has happened. I'll stop right there and see if there's somewhere else you want to take the conversation. Otherwise, I will be talking for the rest of the day.